Again. Sit. Again. Even
Come on, man, put it in.
I think he saw your comments and basically said he'll whoop your ass as well.
Oh yeah, another brokey looking for a payday. Big whoop. I hear it off everybody. Another brokey looking for a payday.
Tommy Fury leaks his training and warns Coral Furch for disrespecting his father, John Fury, as Tommy Fury turns up the heat with serious intensity in camp and a clear message outside the ring. He warns Coral Furch that disrespecting John Fury won't be ignored, even hinting at consequences if it continues. The tone is aggressive, emotional, and full of pressure, showing this rivalry could easily spill beyond words if things escalate further. Namewai. Tommy Fury escalates tension here after calling out Coral Furch, warning that disrespect toward John Fury won't be tolerated. He makes it clear he's not backing down, and even claims he would beat Furch in a fight if it came to that, adding real fire to this brewing boxing rivalry and family pride issue now.
Huh? Let's just say I won't want to be Coral Furch in the way of my dad after recent.
Coral Furch fires back with serious confidence, shutting down Tommy Fury's call-out and making it clear he has no interest in returning to boxing. He insists he's retired, but still claims he would completely outclass Tommy inside the ring. Furch questions Tommy's credibility at elite level, pointing to his struggles against Jake Paul and saying that experience gap would be too much. Message is simple. He respects nothing and still believes he dominates this matchup easily.
No beef for you at all, but don't talk shit about me because it's not gonna end well for you. About talking about mentioning your name for clout. I'm mentioning your name because you're chatting shit. Your old man stepped out of line. He's been put in his place, been put back in his...
Coral Furch comes back even sharper here, dismissing Tommy Fury's claim that he's being used for clout and completely rejecting the call-out narrative. He reminds Tommy of his past performance against Jake Paul and suggests he was close to being exposed in that fight. Furch also brings up a past meeting, implying there was respect at that time, but says things have changed because of the recent disrespect. Despite the heated tone, he again stresses he is retired and not chasing a fight, but still leaves the door open with confidence that he would dominate if it ever happened.
He's using my name for clout. Listen, Tommy, the Love Island star, you nearly got fucking done. You nearly got done by fake Paul. I know you won the fight, and I'm glad you did, and I was happy for you. And I saw you at the airport in Saudi Arabia, if you remember, and you had your head down, and you was kind of gingerly trying to stay out of the way. And I came over to you, and I said hello to you, and we was fine, we was friendly. But don't start talking shit about the Cobra, because, listen.
Eddie Hall sounds completely fed up here, going off at the constant talking and ego clashes in this whole Fury Furch circle. He calls out the behavior, saying, "There's too much drama, aggression, and disrespect with no real action behind it." For him, it's simple. If you're going to talk like a fighter, then you should prove it properly instead of just building hype through arguments and social media noise.
Just so fed up. I was trying to get in nowhere with these guys. I'm like, look, you talk the talk, you fucking walk around headbutting and smacking people and punching windows and whatever else. I said, well, why don't you guys fucking put your money where your mouth is for once and fucking do something? And then
Simon Jordan adds a blunt and controversial take, admitting he sees this whole situation as entertainment, but wouldn't want any real part of it himself. He openly says he wouldn't step into the ring with someone like Tommy Fury, but still throws in a sharp comment, suggesting he wouldn't mind seeing Tommy get hit. It's a mix of honesty and provocation that adds more fuel to the ongoing tension.
The determiner, won't it? If it's a good, fun event and you take it for what it is. I mean, I wouldn't want to be in it. You know, I wouldn't be across the ring from this fella. But notwithstanding it, I'm quite happy for Tommy Fury to get a punch in the face.
Tyson Fury reacts strongly to the ongoing John Fury and Coral Furch tension, admitting his father knows how to grab attention, but questioning the whole idea of him stepping into a real fight. He clearly shuts it down, saying he would never allow it to happen, and even suggests Coral Furch is still dangerous enough to seriously hurt his dad. It shows Tyson trying to protect John while also acknowledging the risk involved.
Both of them. They need to fucking have a bit of sense and show some professionalism in this game.
John Fury turns up the intensity here, demanding a massive payday to even consider a fight and openly expressing his dislike for Coral Furch. Despite the hostility, he insists he's fully serious and willing to step in without hesitation if the money is right. His attitude is bold and confrontational, showing he's not interested in diplomacy, but in settling things on his own terms.
Oh no, November doesn't mean we'll get the fight in Saudi Arabia, no. We could get that at Wembley Stadium. I don't think they've announced a site yet. I don't think they've announced a country yet. But I personally feel that we will get AJ versus Tyson Fury at Wembley Stadium. I think that that's the fitting place for both
British
these
fans
guys.
want that,
And it's
don't they?
possibly the last time we'll see AJ and Tyson Fury in the ring together.
The Wade concept reacts to early promotion talk around the fight, but the main point remains unchanged. Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury is fully agreed for a late 2026 clash. Even though the final venue and exact date are still missing, the direction is clear, with expectations leaning towards a major UK stadium event. There's a sense of excitement building because both sides are aligned and the fight is now moving from discussion into full execution stage.
This is the first poster, it probably won't be the poster, but they're saying done deal, Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, Q4 2026. So I like that we are officially signed. By the way, why am I trending? What did I do? That's gotta be somebody else, right? Dwayne Wade, somebody else? There's no way. Why? That makes no sense. They've signed this fight. Apparently both sides have, which is good. But we don't have a venue yet. We don't have a date. I assume it'll be Wembley. I assume it'll be December or November, something around that time frame. I don't...
Max Kellerman is positioning this as a defining heavyweight showdown of this generation, where Tyson Fury has already built a strong claim as the standout fighter of his era. At the same time, Anthony Joshua remains the biggest British name in the mix, creating a clash driven by legacy and reputation. The conversation now focuses on who is closer to their prime, adding pressure and debate around form, timing, and whether this fight arrives at the right moment for both careers.
Joshua, that's going to be the super fight of the era. You know, what wound up happening is Tyson Fury simply proved he was the best fighter of the era. And now, he's also obviously a Brit. Anthony Joshua, they're both still there. They create the biggest fight, at least the biggest event in British boxing history. And I think there is a sense that while the event will be the biggest in the history of British boxing, that Tyson Fury is closer to the peak of his powers than AJ, and even that the best version of AJ was not as good as Fury.
Gareth A. Davies breaks down the biggest uncertainty now surrounding Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury, the location and conditions. While the agreement is already in place, he raises serious concerns about staging such a massive fight outdoors in November, especially in the UK. That's why indoor arenas or international options are being discussed more seriously. From Saudi-backed events to neutral venues, everything is still open, and the focus has shifted from if it happens to where it happens, which only adds more tension to the build-up.
They had agreed they were going to fight this year. Obviously, we now know the meat is on the bone now, so I don't know where it'll be. That will be the next big question. As you say, Q4, as you neatly put it. I think it will have to be indoors if it's in the UK or America. There's a retractable roof in Cardiff at the Millennium Stadium, so that potentially is the venue. I cannot see them risking a fight of this magnitude outdoors at Wembley Stadium in November. I mean, imagine the kind of weather that it could potentially be. So, given that obviously Turkey Al Sheikh's behind it, maybe it's a Riyadh season event in Riyadh in November, and they do crown a very big event in a large stadium there. And maybe, which is not...
Aid Oladipo highlights the importance of preparation and timing for Anthony Joshua ahead of facing Tyson Fury. The focus is on Joshua needing a proper fight camp to rebuild sharpness, both physically and mentally, before stepping into the biggest challenge of his career. The idea is that he must enter the Fury fight in peak condition, with momentum behind him, especially after recent career pressure. The timeline being discussed sets up a summer return first, followed by the massive November showdown.
You want to get in there against someone, you want to go through a fight camp and get in there against someone and destroy them, so that when you approach the Tyson Fury fight, you know you are at your best, like physically and mentally, which is very, very important because of what AJ's gone through in the last few months.
Eddie Hearn lays out a clear fight strategy leading into Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury, suggesting a tune-up fight before the main event. The idea is to rebuild confidence, sharpen timing, and avoid jumping straight into the biggest challenge without rhythm. The plan being discussed points towards a July return first, followed by the heavyweight super fight in November. It's a structured approach designed to maximize performance when the stakes are at their highest.
Netflix, everybody. So I think they'll be looking at a slightly easier option for Anthony Joshua to, like Tyson Fury had, with all due respect, and then move straight into that fight.
So you're looking at AJ fighting this warm-up in July and then Fury in November?
100%.
So that's the plan?
That's the absolute plan.
Coral Furch delivers a brutally honest take on Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury, arguing the fight should have already happened. His frustration is aimed at delays, warm-up fights, and potential setbacks that could push the clash even further away. He warns that any unnecessary step before the fight increases the risk of injury or disruption, which could derail everything. In his view, this is not a fight that can afford more waiting. It needs to happen immediately while both names are still at peak commercial and sporting value.
We still want to see it now because it's AJ Tyson Fury. It's past his sell-by date, but it's still a big fight. These two should just fucking get on with it, get in there and get this fight made. And all this pre-fight warm-up bullshit, it's totally unnecessary. It's going to kill it. Anyway, let's see what transpires with the AJ Fury fight. I feel that if these two don't fight each other next, if AJ has a warm-up fight, he could, even if he's fighting someone who's a knockover, he might get injured, he might hurt his elbow, he might jar his shoulder or twist his neck, and he's going to need 2-3 months out, then he's going to need another 3 months training camp. This fight gets further and further away from happening. This fight needs to happen now.
Derek Chisora comes in with a very aggressive and emotional reaction, completely dismissing what he saw and questioning the performance level on display. His frustration is directed at Tyson Fury, suggesting he didn't look impressive and shouldn't be underestimated, but at the same time he makes it clear that Anthony Joshua would be a completely different level of problem for him. The tone is blunt, heated, and full of belief that Joshua has the power to overwhelm him.
It was shit. It was shit. Let's be honest about it. I heard what you said about my fight with Deontay. His fight was more shit than anything else. AJ's gonna eat him in fucking four or 5 rounds. We no power, nothing. It was shit. Fucking hopeless. Fucking, we were falling asleep, me and taking.
Johnny Nelson takes a more analytical angle, focusing on whether Tyson Fury is still operating at elite level compared to the wider heavyweight division. He questions if the current version of Fury can still be considered a world champion threat, suggesting signs of decline or uncertainty. At the same time, he reinforces that the perfect stylistic matchup remains against Anthony Joshua, making the fight the most logical and explosive option left in the division.
His best dance partner is Tyson, and for Tyson vice versa. I looked at that version of Tyson on Saturday night and I thought, this version of Tyson beats 70-80% of fighters in the world. Do I look at him and think that version of Tyson can be a world champion again? No. Why is Tyson fighting again? I don't know.
Johnny Nelson stresses urgency around the clash between Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury, warning that delays could destroy the value of the fight. He highlights how quickly careers can shift in heavyweight boxing, where one loss changes everything. His message is clear: this fight is too big to risk postponing any further, and it should happen without unnecessary build-up or tune-up fights in between.
Regardless of all the heavyweights around the world, it is the biggest fight in boxing to it, even now. But you can't leave it too long. You know, and we've had the Gypsies warning. AJ got turned over. Fury's been retired. Now that you've got the chance for this to happen, you can't leave it too long, because one of them lose. That is no longer the biggest fight in boxing.
So AJ doesn't get a warm up.
And you know what? I think AJ and Fury is bigger than anybody you put in with Usyk.
Amir Khan highlights the resurgence of Tyson Fury and how sharp he looked, suggesting he is back at the level fans expect from a heavyweight champion. He frames the situation as the perfect moment for a mega showdown with Anthony Joshua, stressing that both fighters are now in a position where the fight makes complete sense. Khan also points towards the intensity of the face-off moment, interpreting it as a clear signal that Fury wants the fight next. The overall tone is excitement, positioning this clash as one of the biggest possible events in British boxing history.
Tyson Fury was fantastic today. He boxed really well, and it's great to see that he's back on the scene again. And obviously, he boxed so well today. 2 years at the ring, or something like that. I think he's back now, where we want to see that mega fight now with him and AJ. I think that fight could be next for both of them. What a massive fight that would be for British boxing. And let's see where it goes, man.
What did you think of?
Simon Jordan focuses on the decision-making power resting with Anthony Joshua, suggesting that everything now depends on whether he is fully ready to take on Tyson Fury. He implies that pressure and expectations are already building around Joshua, especially after being in the arena during Fury's return. The key point is that this fight doesn't just happen randomly, it requires full commitment from both sides. Jordan also highlights the psychological aspect, suggesting Joshua is fully aware of what stepping into this moment means, both professionally and mentally.
Where the situation lies, which is up to Anthony Joshua. If he feels he's ready to fight Tyson Fury, then that fight can happen. But he may well not feel that. And I do think that ultimately Anthony, sitting there at ringside, would have known what was coming, would have known there's an expectation for him to have some sort of interaction with Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury doesn't just arrive back on the scene, and Anthony Joshua sit ringside and doesn't expect to have an interaction.
The comments here strongly favor Anthony Joshua, suggesting confidence in his ability to handle Tyson Fury if they meet in the ring. The tone is direct and dismissive of Fury's chances, implying Joshua's power and physical strength would be too much over a full fight. It also reflects the ongoing debate in heavyweight boxing about styles and matchups, where opinions are sharply divided. Overall, it reinforces the idea that this fight is seen as a 50-50 clash in the public eye, even if some voices clearly back Joshua's dominance.
AJ win. Hey, Greedy Belly. You know? Where is he? AJ.
Arslan Makhmudov gives a straightforward prediction, leaning heavily towards Tyson Fury being the more complete fighter in a potential clash with Anthony Joshua. He emphasizes Fury's experience, ring IQ, and ability to control fights either by points or stoppage. The perspective suggests confidence in Fury's adaptability and ability to handle pressure at the highest level. However, it also reflects the uncertainty in heavyweight boxing, where outcomes can shift quickly based on form and timing, making this matchup highly unpredictable despite strong opinions on both sides.
If Joshua looks amazing, he'll want Alexander Usyk again, because he got closer the second time. I don't think either of them will be fancying Moses Tauma anytime soon either. That's the one caveat I'd say. He's probably the one guy in the division neither of them really does want to fight.
Okay, Gareth, thank you very much. What time is it over there?
Ajit Kabale gives a very uncertain but honest reaction to the potential clash between Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury, showing how unpredictable this fight really is. He admits there is no clear prediction, which reflects how closely matched both fighters are in the eyes of many analysts. While he leans slightly towards a quick, explosive finish possibility, he ultimately avoids committing, highlighting the volatility of heavyweight boxing where one moment can completely change everything. His comments reinforce the idea that this fight is truly 50-50 and impossible to confidently call.
This was a good show, for the fans. Yeah, we will see. I think all the fans in Britain, he will see the fight. AJ versus Fury.
Who do you think will win that fight after what you saw tonight?
I don't know.
I
don't know. But my prediction is very bad. I say to you, Fury win the fight maybe in the first 4 rounds. But you see the result. I don't know. Really, I don't know.
Do you think
Dillian Whyte delivers a very emotional and frustrated take, criticizing the delays and talk surrounding Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury. He pushes the idea that this is the biggest fight in boxing and should already be happening instead of being discussed endlessly. His tone strongly reflects impatience, arguing that both fighters should stop overthinking and just step in the ring. Whyte also positions himself as someone willing to take any challenge immediately, adding intensity to his argument and highlighting the urgency fans feel about finally seeing this showdown take place.
He just said I'm the boss, I'm the landlord, and I don't know. He just says AJ stuff, just bollocks. Just say yes, it's the biggest fight in real boxing. Just say yeah, you let him get any younger, you let's get older. The fight's getting harder and harder to make. Just take the fight and just shut up. Just have the fight. That's the difference between me and him. I'll have it. I'll fucking have it. You don't need to go with me into a fight. I'll have it. You need to go with me and have it right away. You know, it makes sense.
At this point, the stage is fully set for a generational collision between Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury, with every voice in boxing pointing towards one truth: this fight can't stay in talks forever. The pressure, expectations, and emotions are all building at the same time, and now it becomes about execution, not discussion. One win here changes legacies completely, while one loss could reshape how both fighters are remembered forever. Everything is on the line: pride, dominance, and history. The only question left is who handles the moment when it finally arrives. So now it's your turn. Are you backing Anthony Joshua to rise in the biggest fight of his career, or Tyson Fury to shut it all down once again? Drop your prediction in the comments below.